This is the advisor orientation for health education for Alabama HOSA State Leadership Conference. Overview of health education. It takes place Thursday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. That is when the competitors arrive. The event manager personnel orientation prior to that is at 1:45 and the judge orientation is at 2:10. Please see the competitive event schedule for your specific room. Be prepared to run the event. Advisors will be managing it, but plan to have 2 judges, but the event can be ran with 1. Event personnel may include advisors with students in the event. Preparations for State Leadership Conference. Print and review your event's guidelines. Event manager is responsible for coordinating the event, and they must report to headquarters to get the event binder. The other event personnel should plan to meet in the event room for setup, and the personnel should start orienting the judges. Related to confidentiality, all advisors should complete the online confidentiality agreement prior to SLC found at the link. Dana has already emailed that out, so please get that completed before you arrive. Hard copies are available in headquarters. It's just more convenient to have it all done online. Confidentiality has to be of utmost importance in order to assure equity in future events. Advisors and students are not allowed to enter or observe an event other than their assigned one at any time for any reason. Pictures or copies may not be taken of events or event materials, skills, or equipment. Specifics to health education. These are 2 to 4 member teams that select a health-related concept or instructional objective. They prepare a lesson, provide instruction, and evaluate the results. The portfolio that they create includes a documentation of the lesson taught, and they will also bring in 2 additional plain paper copies. The presentation with the judges should be no more than 6 minutes, and it will be used to communicate information about the project. An additional 4 minutes without the competitors will be used to judge the presentation and portfolio using the judging rating sheet per rubric Scantron. STEM Premier uploads have been completed because they were judged there during qualifying events. Orientation for this event is completed through this video. Binders should be picked up at headquarters. A separate binder video has already been sent out, so make sure you view that to know what all will be in the binder. And the manager will receive the following at headquarters: the binder with the event directions, the competitor list, scripts, judging rubrics, Scantrons for judges, event survey forms, and judges' gifts. If the assigned event manager cannot attend or pick up the materials, notify Dana Stringer as soon as possible. Another member of the event team will be asked to attend, and it is imperative that someone be present to obtain the event materials and any additional instructions. The event personnel should be very familiar with the health education guidelines and follow them precisely. After picking up the event binder, make a plan to orient the judges, get the students in the room, roll call, check IDs because that's new for this year. Orient the students, check the dress code and the guidelines, make a plan on timing the presentations and keeping the judges on schedule, and then how will you handle the return of the portfolios? Suggestions: orient the judges to the rubrics and time limits of the event. Make sure that all are familiar with the guidelines. Review the important points to be sure they understand. Review the rubrics and stress consistency. Each judge will complete their own rubric. They may come together and discuss rubric scores after all competitors have been scored. They need to break any tie. They should not write notes on the Scantron rubric itself because that could interfere with the grading. Use a notepad. Remind them they can't give advice to the competitors. Thank you is acceptable, good job is not. And the advisors will notify judges if the competitors did not follow the guidelines. Each room will have a table outside the door. So check the roster, the IDs, The dress code should be done a little bit more discreetly at the table as they enter the room. If there is a dress code violation, keep it confidential. Have a second event person discreetly look at the dress and make a mutual decision. If you're unsure, err on the side of the student. If there is a violation, document it and the points will be adjusted at headquarters. A reminder that those violations are documented on the master summary form, that is a new form, and it was discussed in the binder video. The guidelines do state that the hosted uniform or proper business attire is appropriate for this event. The dress code documentation, the violation is basically only if they do not meet dress code, so we document that as an exception. Related to orientation for the competitors, after they've been checked in and are in the room, instruct the students to the process of the event, about the order or the appointment time in which they will compete, about the holding area they will use if needed, and answer any questions at this time. Send them to the holding or instruct them to return at their appointment time. That is your decision. In case of a tie, the tiebreaker will be determined by the areas on the rating sheet sections with the highest point value in descending order. Additional information: students will not know the final results until the award session. We cannot give individual students or teams suggestions for improvement, but the judges can create a list of general suggestions that Dana can share with everyone after SLC. Make this list of suggestions on the event survey, and just a reminder that consistency makes for equitable competitive events. Keep the goal in mind. Our goal is to set an example of high standards and integrity for our students while being as fair and equitable as possible. These are leadership qualities we hope to instill in all our members. Be the example. Conduct the event as you would like others to conduct events for your students. If a student has a grievance, listen carefully. If you can fix the issue, fix it. If it can be fair for all involved. If you're unsure how to fix it, or even if it needs to be fixed, refer to their advisor. Their advisor can bring the grievance to the headquarters in a professional and confidential manner. Keep in mind that everyone is doing their best and that we are human. When the event is complete, thank the judges, provide them with a thank you card that will be found in the binder and a gift that would have been picked up from headquarters. Gather all supplies and straighten the room. Complete the event survey. All event personnel, managers, and judges should complete the survey. Refer to the binder for instructions on what items should be placed in the front pocket, and make sure all items on the check-in sheet are accounted for. This is a copy of the completion or check-in sheet on the right corner of this slide. The event manager or personnel should return the binder and all other supplies to headquarters. Thank you so much. We could not make Alabama host the State Leadership Conference possible without you.